Y'all, it is so important to develop a relationship with God and know Him and His Word for yourself. Like, if you don't do anything else in your life, please get a relationship with God. Welcome to day 28. 28 days of consecutive vlogging and showing up for you. Dropping my randomness on some days and golden nuggets on other days. And some days I think I dropped a few cornflakes or potato chips. But each day I showed up. But today in particular, y'all, it's been on my heart heavy just for a lot of reasons. But one of the worst things that you can do is not know God for yourself and not know His Word for yourself. Because if you rely on the relationships of others and the interpretations of others, that's like very dangerous. Because like, knowledge is power. All sorts of knowledge. You know, you'll hear people downplay all the time that education's not this, education not that. But God Himself said His people suffer from lack of knowledge. So educate yourself in all ways. Think about it. Back in the day, our ancestors couldn't be educated. It wasn't a choice. So just the fact that if you would like to enlighten yourself or higher your learnings or delve deeper into a certain space, you're privileged to do that. Like, people sacrifice their lives for you to be able to educate yourself. So don't let people tell you that. I don't know why that's even a thing, but it is a thing. So that's one. Two, biblically, y'all, I know we're in like this microwave culture and everything is fast, go, go, go. But we have to stop and take and make time for God. Like, we have to. And if we don't, He will stop us dead in our tracks and demand, our attention. And that's what we don't want. He'll knock us down so far, the only way we can look is up. We don't want that. So like, on your own, try to find time to make time for God and your relationship with Him. And stay in the Word. Like, it is very good. Like, me personally, I'm the type, yes, I have a very solid and firm relationship with God on my own. Yes, I study and read His Word on my own. But I am the type where I like and need and thrive in a community. Like, so I love being a member and being active in my church. That's just for me. Because see, I've tried just doing it on my own, reading on my own, learning on my own. And it's just something about that with me. And I keep emphasizing me because we are all different. And my story may not be your story. And my way of learning may not be your way of learning. But I found that for myself, when I do things on my own, and I would not say lean to my own understanding, but to an extent, that's kind of what it is. So I do think that it is vital to develop solid relationships with other like-minded, God-fearing Christians. That is important. However, do not rely solely on their understanding of things. And don't rely on everything that God told them. He can tell you, but you gotta listen. You must listen, and you must position yourself to receive His wisdom and His knowledge and His words and His gifts and His discernment. And you can't do that if things are too noisy. If things around you are too busy. It often requires some form of isolation. And that does not mean to just like not interact with anyone, but you have to be selective. And when God tells you not to interact with this person, or not to go there, and not to do this with that person. You must obey him. Do not let people, flesh, blood, people convince you otherwise. Listen to God over people, because they don't know what he told you. And some people are crazy enough to think that he didn't tell you anything, that he only tells them. That's not true. That is not true. Okay? I mean, if y'all don't take anything else from any of my vlogs ever, don't miss this message. Build a relationship with God, a solid, firm foundation based on the word. Find you a Bible-based, church to attend, that the word is actually being broken down and fed to you. However, do not let that reading and those words be your only form of supplication. Learn the word for yourself. Interpret the word for yourself. Okay? Because people can steer you wrong, and they might not always intend to steer you wrong, but they can, because again, only you know what God told you. And sometimes, when you meet someone or you interact with someone and you get this feeling that something's not right, trust that feeling. This society is so watered down. They'll try to get you to convince you that what you're feeling and what you know and your intuition and the God whispers in your ear are not so. And they'll make you go against what you should indeed not go against. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. I'm just saying, y'all. I feel like a lot of people need this message, and it's just on me to I don't know, because, usually when I vlog, no different than today, I just press record. Notice, this is one take. I'm not doing it over. I'm not. Whatever comes out, that's what comes out, and that's what I'm going to upload, because I could doct it all up and make it all fancy and make it all pretty, but I'm not. Even if I stumble over my words, I'm not going to edit and remove those stumbles. You're going to hear the stumbles, because this is a message from me to you. And I feel as though it is my assignment to convey this message, so that's what I am doing. Whether or not you receive the message, that's solely up to you, because again, we have our own free will, and we have our own relationships, and we have our own mind. So don't even let me control or influence you. Get a relationship with God and be serious about him, and be serious about his business, and he'll be serious about you. And don't let people play with you, okay? For real. Because you and I, we are children of the Most High. We are royalty. So don't let people make you question your worth or your identity, who you are or whose you are. See, I know whose I am. And I don't care what you call me or what you say. You can't change whose I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's we need to get really rooted in that, because y'all, this world is crazy right now. People are losing their minds, and people are showing up false. The things that you see, those things aren't really so most of the time. There are a lot of smoke and a lot of mirrors. There's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of narcissism. There's a lot of things going on in the world. And unless you are equipped, you got to armor up. You got to armor up. And yes, that includes prayer, but it also includes staying in the word, y'all. You have to read the Bible. It doesn't matter if your Bible is on an app on your phone, or you got a straight up leather Bible that you highlight. Baby, just read it and understand it, and then find you a nice faith-based Bible-based church, a place of worship where you can congregate and fellowship with other believers, and that too will help you in your journey. However, please keep in mind that every person in the church, in the temple, they're not all of God, okay? Just please keep that in mind, because like some are wolves in sheep's clothing. That's why you have to stay covered and prayed up so that you can identify and know the difference between the authentic and the fake. It's important, especially in these days that we're living in. You know, people have been saying, oh, we live in the last days. They've been saying that my whole life. Not that my whole life has been very long, but I've been hearing that my whole life. So I don't know about all that. But again, biblically though, if you read the Bible, especially like if you've read Revelations, there's some resemblances. However, in my humble personal opinion, so much has to happen before God himself returns. Like we're at like the tip of the iceberg. Like, you know, the little piece you see above the water. No, there's so much more below the surface that must, you know, come to pass before the return, in my opinion. And guess what? If you disagree, read and interpret it yourself, and then you get your own understanding of that. You know what I'm saying? And depending on, like, if you have a really good, like, spiritual leader that you trust, that you know is in fact, you know, has no hidden motives or agendas, not in it for the money or the fame or to get a private jet, and that he really, you know, or she really goes into her word and then pour the word out to people, and you can read along verbatim and they're not adding their own little twists, you know, then confide in them. But stay rooted, y'all. We gotta just get this relationship with God solid. Like, live each day so that if it was your last day, there'll be no doubt that you're going to heaven. That's the best advice that I could give you this morning or this evening, this afternoon, whenever you see it in your time zone. This message is for you, and you did not happen upon it by chance. But don't let people play with you. Get in your word, stay in your word, stay prayerful, fast if you understand how that works. If not, educate yourself on fasting as well, and just keep your mind stayed on him, just like I told you on Sunday. So I will not keep you long. Thank you all again for coming back or for stopping by for the first time. And I hope in some way this message touched someone out there. That's my time, y'all. See you tomorrow. Respectfully, Tash. Wait. Don't forget to be blessed and be a blessing. All right, y'all.